Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, I've got some great news for you. We're talking about Cemu, AetherSX2, Mikage, Dolphin, the Evercade, PlayStation 5, and Splatoon. Let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off here talking about Nintendo Wii U emulation on PC with Cemu. Cemu's got a brand new update. Now, most of you know Cemu version 2.0 was released at the end of August, and this is when Cemu went open source. Well, Cemu version 2.0-1 was just released, and we have three different things in here. They do state it's mostly a bug fix update, and there are some Linux improvements, and they're still working on the app image and Flatpak distribution formats. And the last thing here, it fixes online play not working for North America accounts since the recent Wii U firmware update. Now, in terms of bug fixes, there are a ton of them, including Breath of the Wild. So previously with version 2.0 of Cemu, there was a pretty nasty bug that would crash Breath of the Wild every single time a cutscene was played. And it's looking like this now, as well as a bunch of other bugs, have been fixed. So yeah, if you are using Cemu, I highly recommend picking up the latest version, which is version 2.0-1. I'll leave a link to the website in the description below. Next up here, we're talking about 3DS emulation on PC and Android with Mikage, and it looks like Mikage is making even more progress. Previously on Mikage's YouTube channel, they showed off the 3DS home menu being emulated successfully, and now it looks like they've also got the keyboard up and running. I'll drop a link to Mikage's YouTube channel in the description below, and feel free to check them out. This is really exciting. Now, unfortunately at this time, Mikage is not available to the public, but it is worth paying attention to because this emulator does have the potential to really shake things up. Next up, we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation on Android with AetherSX2. All hail the blue cube. AetherSX2 just got a brand new update. However, there is a pretty big catch here. It says if you are not a tester, it's not recommended to use this build yet. Any complaints about games not working outside of the tester channels will be ignored. So this is an experimental build of AetherSX2 that's just been released. There may be some bugs, there may be some issues, but if you're starving for PS2 performance, well, this update might help out a little bit by up to 15%. And on top of that, experimental build version 1.3-2781 introduces some new things. It adds touchscreen analog stick invert options. A lot of people will like this one. Adds data import and export functionality. And it also adds a cover art downloading feature, but the user must provide their own URL. Now, truth be told here, with these experimental builds, sometimes things are broken and sometimes things don't work as anticipated. They are actively being tested. If you don't want any of that, just stick with the Google Play Store version. But if you want to be on the cutting edge of things, yes, you can check out an experimental build. Head to AetherSX2.com, click on Download, scroll down to where you see Close Testing Alpha and click on that link. Then click on the top folder and it should be the link at the very top. As of filming, it's version 1.3-2781. Honestly, I am really excited about these new features and I can't wait to see them hit the mainline version of AetherSX2. Next up, I've got a quick update about GameCube and Wii emulation on Android with Dolphin Forks MMJR and MMJR2. It appears that the Dolphin MMJR Discord server was hacked earlier today, but it looks like they're getting things back on track. It's very unfortunate. If you left the server, feel free to rejoin it because I think they're restoring everything. If you're not a member of the server, I'll leave a link in the description below. Moving on, and we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android with Skyline. If you've got a Mali GPU, well, you might like this news. With the latest build of Skyline version 1342, Broforce is finally booting on a Mali G76. It does crash, it's not playable, but there is progress. Super Mario Odyssey is booting and getting in game, just not playable. But for playable, Celeste is up and running at a stable 50 to 60 frames a second. However, there is a bit of a flicker. Next up, Sony unveiled a brand new colorway for the PlayStation 5, including a controller and a headset. We've got a camo colorway, and this one's interesting. I mean, camo is supposed to make things hard to see or hard to find. Well, good luck finding a PS5 in the first place. I think this is just going to make it more difficult. I do think the controller and the console looks pretty cool, but at the same time, I wouldn't get my hopes up about actually being able to buy one. But if you want a chance to buy a PS5, I don't think it's for the camo one though. You can head to the PlayStation website. and you can click on register your interest. You can register for an opportunity to purchase. It's not a guarantee. And a friendly reminder, if you've got PlayStation Plus, go on ahead and pick up your September monthly games. Granblue Fantasy Versus is on the list. I like the game and I do recommend trying it out. Next up, we're talking about the Evercade EXP. We've gone over this one in previous videos, but the Evercade EXP is now available for pre-order. While I don't own one, the Evercade has been a fairly well-received retro gaming handheld, and the EXP does have 18 built-in games from Capcom, including Street Fighter 2. And the EXP also has the vertical Tate mode. And speaking about retro gaming handhelds, just a friendly heads up here, if you're interested in the Ayaneo Air, the pre-order window closes in 2 hours, so it might even be less by the time you're watching this, or might even be closed. And after that 2-hour window, the price will increase when it's officially released. And last up here, we're talking about Splatoon 3. Now this might not be news to a lot of people, but apparently Splatoon 3 has already leaked. The game's not supposed to be released until September 9th, but there are copies of the ROM floating around out there. If you are one of the people who have possibly legally purchased your copy of Splatoon 3 early, maybe from a mom and pop shop or something, just be careful if you're posting content about it. Nintendo is probably going to be all over it. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. I talked about a ton today. Let me know your thoughts about anything in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.